I'm a DIYer renovating a 1930s 3-bed semi, and I'm doing it all myself. I've just removed the huge kitchen window and now I've got to brick it back up. And I've got to do it quickly because I've got a big hole in the side of my house. I did loads of research before starting this and set out to make a mix of mortar that was similar to the type used on houses in the 1930s. And the way to do that is to add lime to the mix. But what I didn't realise was there's two types of lime for sale, and I bought the wrong one, but I only found this out after finishing the project. Rather than making a breathable 1930s style mortar, I just made a mix that was a little bit more pliable. It's funny, but I actually thought this project was only going to take a day to complete. In reality, it took about 3. Sometimes I think I lie to myself about how long these projects are going to take. I don't know why I do it, but I always seem to forget how long it takes to make your own mortar mixes. I also had to block up the inside, which was a little bit easier because I was using wall starters, which are those metal things that I'm screwing onto the wall. They help tie in the new blocks to the old brickwork. After building my own extension, which was mainly out of blocks, and all the block work in the garden, I do feel pretty confident with blocks now. That's why that part was really quick. After making little progress on the first day, I was hoping that the second day would be much better. However, I was going to have to contend with aching hands because these imperial bricks are much heavier and wider than the metric bricks. And at this point, I swapped the wobbly ladder for some blocks and a scaffolding plank. And rather than chipping the face of a brick, I snapped this one fully off and decided to use CT1 to stick it together. You know what? I'm actually really satisfied with how it turned out, especially because it's behind the stench pipe. And for some reason, I decided not to put the mortarboard on my walkway, so I ended up doing step aerobics for what felt like 6 hours every day. Luckily, my years of practicing pistol squats have finally come to some use. And let this be a word of warning: if you're planning on using imperial reclaimed bricks, add an extra day or 2 to your project time, because no doubt you're going to have to spend some time cleaning off excess mortar and sometimes even paint. Because the blocks were brand new and they were imperial, they were so much easier to lay. I just needed to remember to put a brick tie across the cavity every 900mm horizontally and 450mm vertically, which for my window was only 6 brick ties in total. So with the 55mm cavity filled with 25mm PIR board, my son and girlfriend popped by to help me finish it off.
Thanks, Sid.
So we finished off the third day by jointing and sponging the bricks. But when I came back the next day, I could see there was a white mist on the wall. So I used some brick acid with a brush to get rid of any of the misting on the front of the bricks. It wasn't a very strong mix of brick acid, and I did use the hose a lot, and the results were amazing. However, I think it's highlighted how messy the original brickwork is. But there's no way I'm pointing this whole house. If you like this project, make sure you like and follow to see the kitchen build.